Nigeria government rearranged Sowore over the post calling Tinubu name. According to what our Nigerian government are saying, they said that Sowore always come out in public to come and be calling our president's name. He always calling different type of name. That is what our Nigerian government are saying. So because of that reason, that is why the Nigerian government now gather themselves and sue Sowore to court to come and tell the court the reason is calling our president that name. Take a look at the video.
And we discovered, or we came to the conclusion that there's no point dissipating energy on too many defendants. The charge is strictly squared against the defendant, Omoyele Sowore. And that is why we brought an application to amend the charge and take out the other defendants who are either to part of the matter. It's as simple as that. And don't forget that the law even allows amendment at the point of delivering judgment. So there's nothing extraordinary about amending the charge, which is what we have done. And he has taken his plea, and the court, in its wisdom, said that his bail condition that was established with the previous charge should continue. They came up with their dilatory tactics, which everybody knows has been the hallmark of the defense in this matter since we came into the matter. Every attempt, every opportunity, every loophole to waste the time of the court, and they said, they need to know the name of the witnesses we are fielding, they need to see the witness statements and all that. And we told the court that what the law requires us to do is to list our witnesses, the documents we want to tender, and a summary of the case we are bringing before the court, which we did. But the court, in order to ensure that there is no complaint of anybody saying that his right to fair hearing has been breached, said that we should oblige them with a summary of the case our witness will be coming to tell the court. So, consequently, we had to take another date, even though we argued that once arraignment has been done, as in this case, ACJA provides that the hearing should be day to day. But the judge, in its discretion, said we should come back on Thursday, and that is why we have an adjournment for Thursday. So hopefully, on Thursday, we start fielding our witnesses, and we take it from there.
So you're
yes.
It's right to say you're ready for trial.
I was ready today. I was ready. My witness was in court. The documents were in court and everything. But as I said, there are some lawyers whose business is to waste the time of the court as much as possible.
So the defense is insisting that you don't have the benefit of the president's plea.
And that is a frivolous case in general. How do you react to that?
Well, that is for the court to determine.
All right.
They are at liberty to say whatever they want to say. But don't forget that some of us at this level, by the grace of God, don't join issues with such flippant statements by counsel on the other side.
All right.
We are not looking for any media visibility. No. We are grateful to what God has done for us. So the court will determine whether it is frivolous or not. If the court says it is frivolous, fine, we take it. But we believe that at the end of the day, Nigerians will see very clearly that the right to fair hearing, the right to free speech is not unlimited. And you do not have the right to insult the president, who is the face of this country, on social media just because you are looking for attention or looking for whatever grant from your sponsors. Thank you very much.
Please, let the lawyers step forward, please.
Okay, so just a quick one.
Yes.
The charges against you by the federal government was amended and brought down to 2.
Yes.
And the other defendants would like to react to these. And what actually transferred to custody? Initially, you said you did not know who the Twitter handle was. Can you just run us through what happened today?
What we actually found out is that it is not who the Twitter handle is that was today's problem. It was that a lawyer to the federal government said in court that he was not briefed by the president to represent him. That's the end of the case. Because what these laws are clear about, this is my fourth cybercrime charge. The first one was by Buhari in 2019. And one element of that law, even as it was amended, is that the person who claimed that you are harassing him or bullying him must have complained. So a third party, in fact, how we defeated Buhari in 2019 was that we were able to prove that Buhari doesn't use the internet and that Malami doesn't know anything about the internet. In fact, it was at the time that Buhari was complaining about air infection that he said I was bullying him. How can somebody who cannot hear, read, or write? When we told their team that we would need Buhari in court in his personal capacity, because that's what the law says, they withdrew the cybercrime charge. So we got a very big one today, and that is why their lawyers are probably not going to pass through this place before the media. They admitted in open court that there was no briefing from the president about this case. So the judge, in his very, very interesting wisdom, kept asking them, who then initiated the case? Because they didn't want to announce the name of their witness. They only have one witness, unknown. And we said, look, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm going to allow the lawyers to do their job, but I've been frequenting courts a lot. And one thing I know about the Evidence Act is that if somebody is going to give evidence in a criminal trial, the defendant has a right to, in advance, have a copy of his own claims. And then he can adequately prepare for the trial. In this case, they didn't know who. They just said, we have a witness in court. And the judge laughably said, even if it's an evil spirit, we must know what is coming to say in court. That was how that adjournment was secured. Apart from other things, but this is an active case, a very active and radioactive case. But the interesting part is that, as one of our lawyers said on TV one time, Tinubu, the president has not complained that he's not a criminal. He didn't complain to anybody. It is busybodies at the DSS who have nothing to do at the time that the country is in need of their intelligence expertise, so-called, that they went around trying to please the president. Maybe they have some money left out there for lawyers, and they just want to find some people to give briefs to, And the last thing I will say is that we have been through this nonsense before. Malami was the architect of this kind of foolish lawsuit. Look at where he is today. In fact, when we leave this place today, we want to go and help to bail Malami out of the... Oh, wow. Yes, at Kuje prison. We are planning to go there because he's entitled to not only the bail has been granted, but the freedom that the bail had, Hopefully, we will still be able to find him there at Kuje prison where he's been hiding. But we are not mocking him because we don't play with fundamental human rights. But it's important for Nigerians to know that if people have work to do at a time like this, they would never have brought this lawsuit to court. And that's why you are not likely to be finding their lawyers addressing the media. They might, after they have heard us, because they are hanging out there waiting. Maybe they'll pick up on some of our statements and use it to address why they are here. But at any rate, I'm available anytime they want me, even though I know this is frivolous, it's a waste of my time, energy. For the last 1 year, these wicked people seized my passport. I have not been able to travel out of the country, Nigeria. But as always stated, we are 200 million people here. I am not more important than the 199 point something million people who are also trapped here. We must do everything to get ourselves the liberty that we deserve and a country that governs with common sense at least. Thank you very much.
Revolution now. Revolution now.
Just can you just tell?
Well, as expected, the prosecutors were not ready. We know they will not be ready. This is the first time in a long time that we will see that the government will file a case in court and they would not list any witness that they intend to prove their case before the court. No single witness was listed in the proof of evidence in court today. They also did not inform us ahead or serve us in line with the principle of front-loading the allegations of their witnesses against us in court today. It was on that basis that we objected to the arraignment today, having failed to comply with the requisite constitutional and statutory mandates. Section 36 of Section 6B mandates them to avail us every facility and time required to prepare for our defense. But this is not the first time that the government will come to court and file a frivolous charge of this nature. Buhari filed a similar case in 2019, and after years of rigors and time wasting, we defeated Buhari. Malami, the former AGF, also filed a similar case, and the court dismissed the case and granted us damages. The current IGP, Gov't Re, has also told the same path on several times, and on each occasion they have failed. This also represents the failing of a nation that is beclouded by the shackles of terrorism, a nation that is grappling with the issue of insecurity, is only fixated on clamping down on citizens who simply exercised their fundamental human right to criticize and ask basic fundamental questions. The right to criticize the government we have maintained is a fundamental right. Ditto, the man who has even been alleged to have been defamed has never complained about the defamatory statement that was attributed to our clients. He has never come forth or complained to anybody that the allegations against him are untrue. He has also not made a formal complaint to any security agency in this country. We are therefore appealed that the DSS has left its primary responsibility of gathering intelligence for the state into dabbling in private affairs and into asking questions about who is being defamed or being called a criminal or not. One of the persons that have been the greatest critic of the president in this country today, and that has repeatedly called the president a criminal, has just been rewarded with an appointment as an ambassador. Why are you now clamping down? If the president finds such a person worthy of compensation by being given an ambassadorial appointment, on what basis is the busybody DSS that ought to be in the forest and the bush gathering intelligence for the military charging us to court today? It shows the failing of a nation, and we insist that this government must retrace their steps. Government must not trivialize governance. Government must focus on their primary responsibility, which is protecting the lives of the citizenry. On this head, they have failed, and they must, as a matter of urgency, stop expending taxpayers' money to pursue frivolous cases against innocent Nigerians who simply ask questions that the government should be accountable. They should pursue the terrorists and ensure that these persons are arrested and prosecuted, not a patriot like Sowore. So thank you.
And you heard what Sowore said, and you heard what the lawyer said. Anything you think, do not forget to leave it in the comment below. And not forget to give me thumbs up, and not forget to share this video. Give your friends and family. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel. As you do that, thank you and God bless you. And I will see you in my next video.